Maybe you've heard the expression, do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. Well, that may be true for some people, but I think for most people, maybe it's not the best advice. My advice would be, do what you like, but save what you love for yourself. You have to be competent at whatever you do if you want to be successful. And you'll find that it's not easy to be competent. You have to put in a lot of effort and time in most things to achieve a level of professional competency. And that's going to be really hard to do if you're doing something that you just don't enjoy. So I'd say find something that you find interesting and that you enjoy and that you don't mind spending hours to become competent at to a professional level. But I don't think that you should necessarily pursue those one or two things that you really love, that you really connect with in your heart. Because I think one of the ways to take the joy out of something you're passionate about is to be forced to do it, or to be directed to do it by somebody else. Back in my 20s, I did a lot of computer programming, and I loved programming computers. I thought it was fascinating, and I thought it was super rewarding to build this complicated structure of code and then see the machine do something that no computer has ever done before. And it was a great tool. I could solve lots of problems by programming the computer to take care of mundane tasks. And at that time, computer programmers were in really high demand. At least good ones were. And as a programmer who was competent, you could get a significant sign-on bonus and an amazing salary. And I had some of my friends who were telling me, "Barry, you should go work for this company as a programmer. You'd make a lot more money." Maybe true. But I knew at the time that that just wasn't a good idea for me. Because at the time I was in a position where I was solving big problems, and the computers were just one tool in my arsenal to take care of things. And in that capacity, I could build whatever system I wanted, however I wanted to do it. And I could apply those solutions to the problems that I was facing. I knew if I was a programmer in a bigger company, working with a team of other programmers, it would be much more rigorous. It would be much more structured. We'd have a development manager who would be telling us exactly what to write and how to write it. Our code would be scrutinized by a number of people who would nitpick through it, and we'd have these debates as to whether or not the approach that we took was the best approach. I'd have to conform to a bunch of rules and standards and make sure that whatever I'm writing interfaces well with what the next guy is writing. And that would be really constraining. And so I thought, as much as I enjoy programming, I don't think I'd enjoy working in that kind of environment. I really appreciate the freedom of being able to do what I want the way I want to do it. And so I didn't go down the path of being a professional programmer for some big company. I took my own path, which in hindsight, in retrospect, was a very good move. And so my advice is, when choosing a career, try to do something that you do have some passion about, that you enjoy. But those things that are close to your heart that you really love to do, save them for yourself. These are some experiences and lessons that I've learned along the way. Perhaps some of it resonates with you. If you find this content interesting and would like to see more, I'd suggest that you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified of future upcoming episodes.